Well, Alissa Heinerscheid, I'm not quite sure that name, the VP of Bud Light. And there's a part in this interview I think sums it up perfectly on why she makes the decisions she makes. We'll watch a little bit of it, but this part in and of itself should tell you everything you need to know.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think we were really connecting because of, our connection to the South and, being raised in the South and then moving to New York City, I'm sure is a big transition for you. What do you think the moments were that made you kind of rethink that and rethink some of your values? And what were some of those aha moments that made you think like, okay, I think I can change the narrative a little bit?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think I've only started doing it in my 30s, to be totally honest. I'm 39. It's probably taken me a decade to figure this out. I'm still unraveling it, like the who and the why.
Yeah.
But I have this amazing professional coach, and she said this thing to me, and she said, the number one indicator of your professional choices is your parents. And the number one indicator of your success in those choices is your choice of partner. And she said, for instance, and this is just a slight anecdote, but I think it's fascinating.
So as she's talking about her professional coach. It's someone she pays to tell her what to think, what beliefs to have, what is right, what is wrong. She's looking off camera to remember exactly what her professional coach, technically we should all call her handler, has told her.
My professional coach, her mother was a woman who always struggled with mental illness, grew up kind of in the 80s in the UK. Her dad was an African immigrant, both incredibly smart, but both had a ton of trouble ever realizing their potential because of mental illness and inveterate racism. And she was like, my whole life is devoted.
But you see how animated she is talking about her handler as if her handler is her. She has adopted her handler's persona as her own. So the beliefs of the handler, the wants of the handler, the history of the handler have now become hers. Her Southern upbringing, God-fearing Bible Belt of America has been washed out by her handler. Her body says, this is my new narrative, my new personality. It is very open. The hands are splayed open. This is her openness.
To helping people unlock their potential. That has been my parents' impact on me. And we all need to sit back and think about how have our parents' narratives, stories, choices, what are theirs and what are ours, and how can we piece them apart? And so where I really started kind of feeling.
And so now she's collapsed in on herself. Her elbows are close to her body. Her hands are close to herself. She's holding on to herself because now she's talking about I. She has no confidence in I. As before, she's talking about her handler. Huge confidence in the handler, sat up straight, hands open, arms open. She's no confidence in I.
Inspired, was feeling empowered to sort of say, okay, there are certain things that are my mother or my parents, and there are certain things that are me.
And see how small she comes on that? Smallness.
And so one last thing, it's a great one. I listened to this fabulous Stanford psychologist talk about this personality myth. And she basically said, she's like, listen, there's this myth that.
So now she's gone up real big. She's going to put her feet in the chair. She's getting really comfortable for this part because she's talking about someone that she feels has more authority than she. A psychologist. Now, not that there's anything wrong with all psychologists, but as we know, it has been hijacked like everything else in this country. And because we already know that she's controlled by a handler, her speaking on a psychologist that she apparently holds great reverence for, considering she has put herself in a higher strength for this particular person she's about to speak about, says that they're probably not one of those good guys that uses science.
You are marrying or choosing a single person and their personality is static. Your personality changes your whole life, your whole life. Exogenous tragedies, big things, also day-to-day little things, the choices you make, the people you hang out with. And so I have come back as a touchstone again and again to this belief that we can change who we are. We're changing who we are every single day.
And there you have it. She admits it. Good for her. She doesn't recognize what she's admitting, but she admits it. It's her belief, and she's spreading the religion. We don't really need to watch more of that because we have just now figured out why she did what she did. Her handler told her to.
If you like it, please share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.